Hi, this is Kay. I'm actually podcasting today from my fitness studio, just a little sectioned off area of my basement. Nice and humble, perfect for, home studio work. And this is Freya. You've all been warned. I may sometimes have cats kind of checking things out and seeing what's going on. Might be kind of fun. But, just like any Zoom call, cats love to make their appearances, right? So, today I'm coming to you with a little bit more of like my heart on my sleeve. And the idea of this is just to kind of share my story a little bit, just kind of out of the uniform, out of the makeup and presentation type thing, and more like give you the real me. I wanted to share my story about why I got into this, not just because of cats. So my fitness story is a really, really long one. I wasn't always into health and fitness, nutrition, and weight loss and all that stuff. I've been overweight, obese for a good amount of my life. And a lot of it was because I was into things that weren't really physical activity related. And I didn't care for a while. And it showed throughout my college years. And I put on a lot of weight through college. And got out of college and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting engaged, I'm gonna have a wedding, I gotta get some of this off. So, joined a gym, kind of became a gym rat for a while, did lots of reading about nutrition and health and everything like that. And it didn't work. I ended up actually gaining more during that time. And especially between my wedding and time of my honeymoon, that was actually the most I ever weighed, which is really, really sad. After that time, I had to figure out something else. Just for my own health, I just didn't feel well. And when I worked, I felt like, I was getting some knee pain. There was just things that needed to happen and to change. I tried a lot of things, and I failed a lot of times. And even when I did succeed, actually before that point, I ended up seeing nutritionist, registered dietitian. It was actually for high cholesterol at the age of, I think, 24 or 25, pretty young. And, I originally wanted to start seeing a specialist for just figuring out why I couldn't lose weight, like what was going wrong. I thought I was eating healthy. I thought, going to the gym a whole lot was helping, and it wasn't. And I was getting frustrated. I was like, oh, is it my thyroid? I ended up getting blood panels and testing, and no, that wasn't it. And so the nutritionist educated me about like a low sodium diet and clean eating and all that. And it helped. I ended up losing some weight. And then I had a job change, and I ended up becoming a business owner of my music studio, which I've mentioned it before. And that turned into a sedentary job. So, like, that was tough, and I had to figure that out. I ended up gaining my weight back and even more. so I was like, okay, well, now what? So I ended up going low carb. Nope, didn't work. I ended up then trying keto, actually. And at that point, I'd started having a little bit more of an active lifestyle. I took up dancing again, which I did as a kid and really liked it. And I got into belly dance and pole fitness. So yes, pole dancing, but like not with any kind of intent of becoming pro or anything like that. It's not for me. I'd rather do it for me. I actually like the challenge. I put on muscle pretty easily. That's my body type. So, like, I needed something that was going to challenge me, infuse dance, but yeah, work on the strength aspect. So, but yeah, I really just wanted to lose that weight. So I tried keto, and keto did work, actually. I did get down to my goal weight. Actually, within a couple pounds of my goal weight, so basically there. I got off of keto around like the holidays of that year. This was going back like 2.5 years at this point. And after that, I really struggled. I had a tough time keeping it off and getting into cardio. I was able to stick with it, but then I plateaued even on keto. So it was weird. And then, I had times of going in and out of keto, and I just noticed that my health was starting to feel not right and just something was up. Well, pandemic hit. So now we're looking at about a year-ish ago. And, I'd already put on about 15 pounds after, getting down to my goal weight. Not good. But when pandemic hit, so like another holiday season had gone by, I'd put on like even more weight at that point. And keto was not getting the weight off, and it should have. And I was like, something's up. So it was found that I had a hormone imbalance, basically between some other changes in my life, pandemic, being in ketosis, because I really did, I was in keto for maybe 3 months after last year's holiday season. Between that and actually, just it was found that I had an estrogen dominance. So between estrogen and just having too much estrogen in my system and actually too much cortisol in my system, they're basically feeding into each other back and forth. And it was causing me symptoms of anxiety, just as a byproduct of that, depression. I mean, just everything at once. My store had to close. I was teaching from home, working from home, which I didn't mind, but just the stress of not knowing what was going to happen to my business, music store. So just all of that was feeding in, and I gained even more weight. So I ended up learning how to carb cycle, and I lost a little bit from that, not a whole lot. So basically from there, I was like, okay, I'm low on money. I'm low on nerves. I made some changes. I got out of, the carb cycling got me out of ketosis. It basically normalized my hormones a little bit more. Now I eat balanced macros. So about a, 30 some by 30 some by 30 some, protein, carbs, and fat. It seems to make me feel pretty good. I haven't had any symptoms of anxiety or depression in a good maybe 8 months now, which is fantastic. It took months to correct that. It was not fun. There's a lot of symptoms that actually went along with that I don't really feel like getting into, personal stuff. But just getting out of ketosis and just the keto diet in general and something a lot more balanced actually really, really helped me out. So then, basically we get into the inception of PAFE. So at that point, I needed something to keep me busy. So I, just the struggle of just trying to get my life back in order as things are struggling to return to normalcy throughout this pandemic. I ended up, taking all this knowledge that I gained about diets and fitness over the course of all the last, 10, 11, 12 years at this point. I was like, okay, let's get some credentialing going, and it's time to make a little bit more of a career change addition. And that's when I ended up getting all of my certifications through NASM, so that I actually have something to show for all the knowledge that I've gained. And then I was like, okay, let's get into this online health coaching business. It's what people really, really need right now. But over the course of teaching music lessons, I've also learned how to, manage clientele, drive students of all ages. And we're not just talking kids, adults too. I teach a lot of adults as well, into long-term goals, long-term skills, long-term doing something that's really, really good for them. All those skills I've been doing over the last 20 years of my career. Yes, 20 years, I know, really. I celebrated that this year. Married with the knowledge that I now have through all of my coursework and through all of my reading and research and experiences, certainly. Put that all together and into a program, that is all inclusive, both fitness and nutrition and just the planning and accountability aspect. Obviously, that's what PAFE stands for, and that's what I'm able to bring to you. So, I know this is kind of like this wearing my heart on my sleeve, but that's where all of this came from, and is hopefully paying clients of mine, in the future. It's worthwhile for you to know this and know who you're dealing with, where they've come from. Know that maybe they're struggling right along with you. I'm not a skinny person. I'm not certainly nowhere near as unhealthy off as I was before, both in recent and years ago, as my weight loss journey was starting. But I don't come to you as this model thin, super fit person. That's honestly a really intimidating thing. I've worked with personal trainers in the past. They all look like that, and it's just like, well, I want to be you, but like, were you like me before? Do you get it? Do you know how hard this is? Yeah, you're like flaunting all of this awesome strength and stuff, but like, I'm not that way. Well, I started there too. And that's genuinely where I was some years ago. I mean, I'm a lot stronger. I'm probably the most fit I've ever been in my life, but it's because of this like regimen that I follow every day. I work at it. I'm proud of it. I'm certainly a lot healthier and more fit, but like, I'm like a size 10, 12. I'm 5 feet tall-ish. I've got 30 pounds to lose right now. Life happens, and, yeah, just because I've got that weight to lose does not mean that I don't know how to help you. I can't wait to help you. I can't wait to share this program that I have, that I work at, that has become like my lifestyle and my way to go, and backed by science, backed by all this, credentialing material that I've had to, go through and learn. Actually, that I really enjoyed learning, and I'm excited to share all that with you. So, hop on board. Let's go on this journey together. I'm, like I said, really excited about it, and yeah. But rather than take up your time that you're paying for me to hear my story and my experiences and how they might relate to yours, I figure you can save that time and watch it on your own time. Get to know your coach a little bit, even though, like, yeah, I'm on the other side of a screen, maybe not in real time, but like, then any questions you might have for me might already be answered, and you didn't even have to pay me for this. We'll focus on you during your time that you're paying for. That makes a lot more sense, I think. So, there we go.